Hello and welcome to Stage 2 of First Flight for the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Now, before you can ask, because everyone always asks, why are you starting Stage 2 and I can't start it yet? Stage 1 unlocks at the same time all over the world, but Stage 2 and every other stage unlocks at midnight local time. So, Stage 1 starts for me in the evening, which means Stage 2 unlocks not that much later. Now, something fun in this type of an event where we can't hit a certain average speed. Now, if you're going to hit the brakes right before 200, you're going to fail because average speed keeps going. So, check this out. Switch views. Average speed doesn't count when you drive backwards. So there you go. That's hilarious. You can just drive backwards for a while if you want to. And when it gets low enough, spin it around and go forwards again. Now, you don't have to do that. You could just drive slow for a while. The competition is dreadfully slow in this particular event, and there's no requirement to win the race. In fact, I'd recommend you finish dead last, because that's going to help to manage the bots. Now, I'm already below recommended PR. It is not possible to slow things down anymore. All I can do is manage things, which means try to keep the targets lower by finishing as far back as I can. And so you just got to pay attention to the descriptions. This one said nothing about winning. It just said, don't go over 200 kilometers an hour for an average speed. By the way, did you notice that's not off track? You could do that in a time trial, and that's how you gain a lot of extra speed at this particular track. You need to know where off track is all the time. Now, let's get in the way of this guy a little bit. Wow. So obviously, I think I was, 92, 95 kilometers an hour? Yeah. Not the fastest car in reverse, but really shouldn't be, as if you're driving this car in reverse very often. And there you go. Pretty easy stage, nice little trick if you wanted one. Like I said, I don't plan on passing anybody. I guess I could have passed this guy. I don't really know what position I'm in. It doesn't tell me. So, oh well, I'll just stay behind him. I'll play around for a little bit. Stage ends right away. By the way, if you want to skip around on these videos of mine, there are timestamp links. So you can go to any race you want to go to at any time. Just look in the description there and you can see. I don't put much in the description, but my control settings are there and those timestamp links. Now, this one, have to lap 3 racers. I'm guessing they're going to be incredibly slow. Wow, look at him shaking as he's going around those corners. I love it. I love that they have that feature there. You notice that also in the McLaren MP44, that there's a lot of steering wheel shake in the corners. Kind of cool. So I don't anticipate this being difficult, but this car, it's crazy. Like full throttle through this, that's not that uncommon. And then of course, you're gonna have to brake for this corner. And I'm braking a little bit late. I'm pushing it, like woo boy. Hey, only need 1 tire on track in this game. And then here, look how close you can take this. You can pass with 2 tires on the grass. You can do that in Real Racing 3 all the time. But if you brake with 2 tires on the grass, just so you know, that will be the worst braking you can experience in the game. So believe it or not, the best braking power you can find in this game is with all tires off track, but then it's hard to control. 2 tires off track is worst braking, and all 4 tires on track is in the middle, but easier to control, so that's often what we do. Boy, I got a ways to go. So have fun with the car. I mean, it's just, oh boy, that was razor close. Yeah, I don't really find another car feels the same way as this one. Like there's the Porsche Hybrid 919 Evo. Porsche 919 Hybrid Evo. Sorry about that. That is a monster car. Mine's fully upgraded and it is amazing, but it feels a little bit different than this. One thing I really like about this car is I usually drive with sensitivity 2, and for some reason, when I get behind the wheel of an Aston Martin, I have to drop that to 1 or even 0. I don't know why, they're just a little bit more twitchy. And in this car, I've not touched my steering sensitivity, and it feels really good. So it's kind of handling, I don't know, the steering feels very similar to the 2019 and 2020 Formula 1 cars in this game. For instance, this corner is called Stowe, and I'm braking around maybe just a little bit earlier than I would in a Formula 1 car, But my goodness, I'm basically taking that corner the way I would in those cars, as far as the steering feel. Pretty cool. So I'm anticipating that this race will end as soon as I lap the third car. I don't want the race to end this early because that's going to give me a really early finishing time. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Well, might as well do one donut. That might be really stupid, I guess. I haven't seen this third car. I don't know. He could be really far off. Anyhow, I don't want the race to end as soon as I pass the next guy, because that will increase the difficulty of the future stages, because I'll be finishing this race a lot sooner than I should. Like the normal, oops, blew it that time. The flow off stow, oh well. Okay, well there's that guy there. Okay, and I've still got 2 full laps to go. And how slow is he? Well, this is the fastest Aston Martin there is by a long shot, so he's going to be slow. Let's see here. Well, guess I could do some donuts. I don't want to finish this race this early because it will assume that I was running lap times way faster, and when you do that, that's how you increase the difficulty. So, have a little bit of fun, do some donuts. Actually, not very hard. If you have trouble doing donuts, increase your steering sensitivity. Put it up to 10 and you should have no trouble. But if you've got steering assist on and traction control on, you can forget about doing donuts. So yeah, the best way to do donuts, turn off all your assists, crank your sensitivity to 10, and you should have no trouble at all. Thing I like about driving with no assists, and I can just do it anytime I want to, or I can drift anytime I want to, but there's nothing wrong if you want to have some assists on if it works for you. Especially steering assist. That very rarely will that actually hurt you. The only time I found steering assist hurt me is at the bus stop section in Porsche Short Track and Porsche Long Track. Maybe the bus stop at Daytona. I don't really know. I haven't tried the steering assist on when I'm doing those courses. Okay, well, I still don't want to finish the race this early. So I'm just going to hang back a little bit. I'll pass him right at the very end of this, right at the very last corner. Let's see if I can shove him down here a little bit. This gets risky because he might try to dodge me, and then I've had that before where they're trying to dodge me and then I accidentally give them the pit maneuver, and then you definitely pass them. But there you go, as you can see, easy stage. But again, just don't make the mistake. What always happens in these events is someone will start contacting me around stage 5, 6 and saying, oh, it's really, really hard. And then you find out that they were doing the first 2 or 3 stages. They were winning by massive margins all the time. And there's nothing you can do about it later on unless you get back to recommended PR. Then you can slow the bots down again, not when you're below. Now, complete this one in 12 seconds. Okay. I'm going to stay full throttle the whole time. So as soon as I start, I will not be lifting, I will not be braking. You can keep your eye on my pedal. Because this might be hard. I wonder how hard this is going to be. Woo! That was close to the wall. Oh my goodness, I went substantially faster than I needed to go, and I could have hit the brakes and slowed down. I had time to spare. Well, that's the type of thing that might make things more difficult going forward. Wow, already substantially under the recommended PR. We'll see how long that lasts. Well, they're making me battle a fellow Canadian. Well, quite a French name too on this fellow. He must be from Quebec. French is the official second language of Canada, but most of us don't speak it very well. So I'm not even going to try. I know a tiny bit of French, but I'm not going to embarrass myself or offend other people. So 280 meter lead. Now, one thing to realize is it can look like this is really hard, but you got to remember that he's going to be substantially slowing down for this last chicane right here and taking stow a little bit carefully, but watch, this looks like it's, oh nuts, I blew that corner. But I'm going to nail the brakes even though I haven't, let's see, I'll nail them now. Still, so I didn't beat him by more than I had to, really. And that takes us to the end of Stage 2. If you like this video, please press like, please subscribe, go through some of the earnings here. I'll be adding all of this up and adding it to the last video. And here are some other links that you could find interesting, including the Magnus race. Thank you for joining me today.